welcome to more action on Assetto Corsa on the PS4. Just wanted to share the menus here again for everyone who hasn't seen them already. Still in progress. These are the modes that we had to play at the event, on sort of the demo, if you like. And I was switching from the Ferrari XXK, which you'll have seen in the last video, to the McLaren P1, just to see the difference between the two cars. Quick run here, just looking at the options, seeing what's there. But thought I'd share this all with you. Just I always turn automatic gears off. I always find that I just have more control of the car with automatic gears off. And just a quick drive in the McLaren P1. I hadn't set all the buttons up on the wheels. I didn't really know what they were at this stage. Just sort of feeling my way around. Stability was actually better in the Ferrari FXXK, so this was kind of, sort of weaving around more on the straights. Took a lot more getting used to in terms of sort of finding the speed. And just sort of moved around a great deal. This video is split into 3 sections. It goes on for some time actually. I don't know how much of the gameplay is going to be in the finished video, but I'm going to put a lot of gameplay in here. So you've got this first few minutes, which is just this small multi-cam setup, and then after that change to some full screen of the bonnet cam, and then the final segment of the video will be the cockpit cam. You see a bit of that in action as well. The audio differs depending on the view you're using, varies from car to car, but again this is still an early version. This is an alpha version as far as I'm aware. The game itself, many of you will have heard, has been delayed now till June the 3rd in Europe and June the 7th in the US, and that's a good thing because it gives them more time to, if they find bugs, there's just no point releasing it with bugs. They want to try and make it, I don't think that it's possible to do bug-free these days because of the complexity of these games and the time that they've got to record them in is a challenge, as I get stuck on the outside there. A real problem, as soon as you lose the grip of the racetrack on P1, you just fly off the corner and just you get hung out to dry on the outside. It's very frustrating. So you'll see in this video that's why I do lots of laps, because I was a racing fan. 1, Assetto Corsa is about laps, and 2, if you're playing iRacing or you're playing R-Factor, whatever you're playing in terms of simulation, the best way to get quicker is to do lots of laps, and then when you've done lots of laps, do more laps, and then when you've done that, look at what other people are doing, look at the gears that they're taking out of each corner. Just knowing what gear to take through a certain section can knock off an amazing amount of time on a lap. So when to lift, when the grip is there, and assessing that. That's how people get better at these games. Take this for example. I think Assetto Corsa, in the slower cars in particular, is very easy to pick up. It feels very natural, like your normal car. You don't crash it into everything, as Marco was saying in his interview. You ease into the speed, you find more speed. But first you need to build some consistency, you need to build some lap times, understand the circuit, and then you start going quicker and quicker and trying new things that may or may not be quick. At the moment I'm having a little problem with locking brakes. I probably want to alter the brakes a little bit on this car. This is locking too easily, so I'm braking and lifting off and braking and lifting off, sort of dabbing the brakes rather than consistently applying a bit more pressure to them. Sometimes you do that anyway. You brake, you come off and brake again. It really depends on the technique of the car and how you're running. But the delays to the game are a positive thing, so that they can make it a better game basically and refine the package and get it working. It's hard for developers to do that. They really want to release the game. But having said that, you've got Dirt Rally coming out in April. That's a big game, and now there's a bit of space for Dirt Rally. There's a bit of space for Assetto Corsa in June as well, so we'll each have April space. Great time to see these racing games coming to the consoles, and it's great because in the past there has been this level of dominance with Gran Turismo, with Forza Motorsport, and now there's going to be more on the market to choose from. More in terms of handling, approach to racing, and it's going to raise the bar. If I'm going wide again there, a little bit wider, I'm saying no, trying to keep it on the track after going wide last time. But that's where you're just learning every corner. So I'm probably going into this, I can't remember my mindset now, but I was probably going into it thinking, let's do similar braking points to the Ferrari and see how we end up. And it was a very different beast. It was much more challenging to drive. And I think when you see the cockpit cam, you'll see sort of the opposite lock going on and everything else. I'm more of a smooth driver. I don't tend to do opposite lock all the time. You know, you can get more aggressive like that, but I tend to steer with the throttle. So, you know, I use the throttle to exit the corner rather than steering out. You know, it just maximises my speed that way, a very smooth style, and that's why in many respects, you know, I'm pretty comfortable with the track racers and with grippy cars as well, because you know, the Formula cars work very well in that way. It's a big adjustment when you've been driving, say, Formula Bath in Assetto Corsa and then suddenly jump into a Ferrari F40. In a way, I kind of feel that simulations and games don't do justice to cars like that, because cars like that have visceral amounts of power, they're noisy, they feel unsafe, quite frankly, and you're almost a passenger. You know, you accelerate and you'd be sweating in real life going in a straight line in those things. You know, they're a rocket on wheels. I think when you play them in a game world, it's not quite as visceral. Maybe that's down to the fact that the audio isn't there as well. You know, one thing is that, you know, everything's vibrating. You've got this smell of petrol coming in. You've got the smell of brake dust. You know, there's all this sort of concoction of air in these race cars that, you know, sort of the older cars that you don't necessarily get when you play the game. So, you know, it's all part of the atmosphere of being there. You know, they're getting better with it all the time. And I suppose, you know, that takes me to the next point, which is VR. And, you know, this game, as far as I'm aware right now, won't be VR, but you never know for the future. And we're going to hear about PlayStation's announcement soon. I do expect the PSVR to be cheaper than the other ones on the market, because, quite frankly, it's lower technology than the other ones on the market. And it is lower resolution as well. So I am expecting it to be cheaper and a good entry level into VR. Is it good enough? Well, it depends. I mean, it's fun enough, but it's not a patch on, say, HTC Vive. I mean, I'll probably, you know, get all of them at some stage because of the work we do here on BBV, trying to show you guys what's what. But in my impressions, in terms of what I've tested, the HTC Vive blows everybody away, and if that's perfectly compatible with with Assetto Corsa on the PC, you can bet I'll be on there doing some racing and seeing what it's like. Looking forward to that. My PC will need an upgrade, sadly. My two GTX 780s now, after 3 years, starting to get to the end of their life cycle in terms of being able to maximise games. But either way, they've done a cracking job on the triple screens. And I won't be investing in a new card yet. I'm going to wait for the new Pascal cards to be announced in the next couple of months. We're talking apparently, you know, several times the power of current Maxwell technology, so that means awesomeness for VR guys. I was going wide there again, trying new techniques every lap, and that really didn't work for me. So yeah, this car is a challenge to maximise the speed on. There's no doubt about that. But you know, this is, I suppose, in a way, it's what I do. You know, when I'm not, I do these sort of runs that don't get recorded quite often, where I just take a car and just go out for laps and just understand how to run it, and then I'll race with it. But quite often on most of my videos now, I do prefer to show the learning, because everybody makes the same mistakes. You know, you're not suddenly braking at the right point, consistent on your first laps. You know, you need to try different things, as I change view here. And you see, when you change view, it alters your braking point slightly. It alters your points of reference. So I go into Eau Rouge here much more tentative, because I realise, whoa, it's a different view. Love the lighting on the windscreen there. You know, that's something that we didn't have for a long time. You know, good lighting on windscreens. It was always like there was no glass there. I remember Forza 3 and 4, just wasn't convincing. But on the whole, the in-car views on these games are so good now. See, again, they're going wide, and a lot of that was due to changing view from the bonnet cam to the cockpit. It takes a moment to almost resync where you are in the car and the braking points when you change view. Now, this is going to be so cool on VR, just being able to look around these cars and feel like you're there, and just driving, just being a part of it. It's going to feel fantastic, and you know, I hope to run some of that on the channel when the time comes. So VR, I'll be getting an HTC Vive. That's my one. I'm going to go for top of the list. I'll be keeping an eye on PlayStation VR. We'll probably have some, you know, detailed features on the site about that. I know Martin's going to be working hard on the website where that's concerned. Do subscribe to the channel. It's always good to get new subscribers, and also do check out our Instagram as well, which I set up recently. I'm putting photos sort of behind the scenes and stuff like that on there at the moment, just random photos as we go about our business, and it'd be good to get some more followers on there. I've never really seen the interest in Instagram sort of until now, and just seeing the fact that I can, you know, do this sort of behind the scenes photos, it's nice and quick. I think sort of add a little bit to what we do here. If there's anything you'd like to see on the channel, always do feel free to let me know, and I will, you know, see what we can do to incorporate some stuff. The channel will be a little bit quieter just for a couple of weeks while I'm working on other things and other projects. Talking of which, we've got MXGP2 coverage coming up on the channel. That's going to be interesting. See how that game's developed. We might have a teaser in the next day or so. And yeah, I enjoyed MXGP, so it'll be interesting to see how much it's moved forward. Certainly milestone right now, getting a lot of feedback on Sebastian Loeb Rally. I hope they still work on it. I hope they continue to work and improve it, because they've got a decent rally game there. They just, it's one of those games that you say, oh, yeah, it could have been amazing. They just need to tweak a few bits and pieces. So there's that coming as well. And Assetto Corsa, well, good luck to Kunos in terms of development. I think it's, yeah, is it important this does? Well, it's important it finds its niche, put it that way. I don't think everyone's going to be into sort of sim style. I don't think showing these cars to journalists was always the best way, because these are not easy cars to drive, and I think that's the problem. You know, if you play the Fiat 500, you jump in the car and you can drive it because it relates to you. If you're a non-racing gamer, you turn up and you're put straight into a McLaren P1, you're just falling off every corner. You know, this was not easy to drive. You know, it requires concentration, focus on where you are on the racetrack. You know, you've got to, like, gamers take for granted, you know your gradients here, you know this is a downhill corner, you know the corner will fall away from you and then come back on the exit. You know that there's limited grip through here, and you have to turn in early to this next apex, and the car will wash out wide. You know, so I mean, there's all these things that you know that P1's downhill and the car will wash out on the corner, so you have to find a braking point but not oversteer on entry. You know, there's all these little things that as a driver you know, and you say, right, even when you know those things, like there, I knew that, but I'm trying to find how fast can I go in there, and it just takes time to you know, bring all that together, even when you know a driving game, when you know a circuit. You know, if you, I would say to some of those on there, if you haven't seen my Audi track laps in Project Cars in maximum fog on this circuit, do watch it, because it gives you an idea of how well I've learnt this circuit, racing a car like that. And I was basically blind driving around it for a few laps, so, which was actually quite stressful. It showed me just how impossible racing would be in those conditions, so it was nice to try them out, but no way would I allow racing drivers on a course in those conditions. But either way, I'm a bit wide there, see, a bit unbalanced, not getting the car where I want it to be. Something that definitely needs to set up, no doubt about it. So yeah, VR, looking forward to the VR, looking forward to the PC and the PS4 VR, see how it goes. I'm looking forward to Res on the PS4. I know it's not a racing game, but I will be doing covering some non-racing on the other Team VV Games channel, so there will be some coverage on there now and again. Why? Because I play a lot of non-racing games as well. I mean, I play all these racing games, but if you've followed VVV for a long time, you'll see I've got hundreds of games on different formats behind me. I'm a gamer as well as a racing fan. You know, right now I'm playing loads of Star Wars Battlefront, so I'm enjoying it. I'm just enjoying the action. It provides a breakaway, I think. When you do racing games all the time, it's nice to have a little breakaway and just blow stuff up. So I think that's what it's a lot of fun. But you'll see that one on the Team VV Games channel. And other than that, really, I hope this mic sounds good. Otherwise, I've just wasted a lot of time talking today. This video, my goodness, I did do a lot of laps, didn't I, this day? This footage was also featured on Xbox Achievements. I thought I'd give those guys some footage as well, because I thought it was important that people actually had footage where the car stayed on the track for more than 5 minutes. And I saw a lot of people just falling off it and saying it's a sim, it's too hard, it's only for the hardcore racer. And it's really not. It's like I was saying earlier, it's like putting you in rapier class on Wipeout. Don't do that from the off. Learn how to play Wipeout, and then you'll get better. the same with any racing game. You know, iRacing starts you in the MX-5. We work on that. You know, it's really easy, but it has all the nuances of the car in there, maximising speed and optimising your changing gears and knowing your gears for each corner and just general consistency. So you know, it makes it fun to drive even for the experts. You can see the car moving around a lot on its tyres. Just understeering. It's not going where I want it to at all, is it? So you know, that's what this is about. So you do loads and loads of laps, and then eventually, once you've done all these laps, you go away, you have a think about it, you come back, and then you start hooking it all together, and you just get better and better and better, and you find what consistently works for you in every corner, and you just keep on improving that consistency, understanding why the car's doing this or that. But yeah, it was just understeering for me. It's terrible at times. But yeah, so that's VR sorted, MXGP coming on the channel soon. We'll keep on top of Assetto Corsa in terms of previews and what you can look forward to. Also some tabletop racing world tour coming as well, besides a bit of dirt rally coverage eventually as well. You know, hopefully we'll have a little bit of footage on that very soon. And besides that, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of racing here, but as ever, there'll be more from me very soon.